I'm Scott, and it's Saturday. That means it's my turn to do a review. And today we're going to be reviewing something for the SEGA Genesis. Now, the SEGA Genesis was one of my very first consoles. In fact, it was my first console, and therefore it's my favorite. Anyway, so today I'm going to be reviewing a game for the SEGA Genesis. The game is Jurassic Park for the SEGA Genesis. Now, you're probably thinking, Scott, what are you doing? This is a movie game. Movie games can never be good. Well, this one is a bit different.
Jurassic Park for the SEGA Genesis had a really neat concept in the instance that you could play as either Dr. Grant or the Velociraptor. Look at that, you can switch between either two. You can have a lot of fun with either one of those guys because, you know, I've always wanted to play as a Velociraptor. I don't know about you. Now, the story of the game did its best to follow the movie. It starts you out at the part where the T-Rex breaks out of his cage, as you can see right about now, and, you know, goes over to Dr. Grant, looks at his car, and is like, I'm gonna eat you! And then he eats him. Well, no, he doesn't actually eat him. He shakes him around a little like that. And then you're set on the island, and you have a quest there. As you can see, the little white dots. You have to get to certain points in the island and certain places that you have to go to in order to escape the dinosaurs and escape the island. And you wake up in this little grassy area and get attacked by a Triceratops, and oh god, and pain, and oh. And you run away from him, and then yeah. Dr. Grant stages were always really boring. Now, the Velociraptor stages, those were cool. Velociraptor breaks out of his cage like he does in the movies, and it's just like, oh yeah, boy, we're going to have broken out of the raptor cage, and you are free to roam the island. You have picked up a scent of Dr. Grant as you stalk him through the jungle. Beware of armed guards. So you're basically playing as the raptor, and you're trying to look for Dr. Grant to kill him. You're going around killing things. Oh, jumping on enemies. You can pretty much, your basic attack with the Velociraptor is jumping on things. Makes it easy. Like Super Mario. But you can kick, you know, you can bite. You can claw. You got that big toe to work with. You know, he can climb. Oh, hurts himself a little. You know, he's got this super jump ability. He's like, whoa, and then, yeah, and then you're like, oh, I'm killing dinosaurs and climbing shit, and oh, hey, there's Dr. Grant. I should probably go down and get him. I'm gonna jump down and fuck. Yeah, okay. So the game was pretty clunky and kind of not that great of a game, but there was a redo, kind of. They made what was called Jurassic Park Rampage Edition. Now, the game was pretty similar to the original. You could choose between Dr. Grant or the Raptor, you know, as you can see. And except this time, when you played as Dr. Grant, you had more of a versatility when it came to weapons and places you could go. You could actually choose to go to a specific spot. Now, I chose to play as the Raptor first just because I really like that. But as you can see here, the Raptor, he's got more moves, a lot more powerful capabilities, I guess, because they made the game a year or so later. But it's still a bit clunky. It's still the same basic game, except now with more challenges. And I think, honestly, the controls make it just a bit harder to do. Plus, the enemies are just bitches. Look at this. I thought that was a power-up collectible, but for some reason it's shooting at me. Who does that? And, you know, the game had its moments. It was pretty cool, and the graphics were much better. The play mechanics were well received. It's just overall it didn't do so much more. I guess I should have probably played it more, though, but, you know. Now, Dr. Grant had some cool stages, too. I mean, they were the same stages as the Velociraptor, just like in the original, except now he's got, like... Oh, yeah, for some reason the military's trying to kill him. I don't understand this at all. There was no point in the movie where Dr. Grant was getting pursued by the United States military that they had to throw grenades and shoot, you know, automatic weaponry at him. On a boat, nonetheless. I mean, I don't know. So this game really does not follow the story of the movie at all. It's its own game, really. It's like, I don't even know how to describe this game. It wasn't a bad game. It really wasn't. It's just that both games, at least the first game, tried to, you know, really get with the story of the movie, but this one's just out there. But, you know, it's what you get. It's a good game. They're both good games, I think. I mean, there's probably people out there who dislike both games for that matter, but they had certain nostalgic charm. Oh, God, there's that fucking... I hate that thing. you can eventually kill it, though. That's the best part. I took a shotgun to its head. Anyway, both games have nostalgic factors that I always liked about them, and they always seemed really fun to play to me. So, you know, shooting and Foreman is Dr. Grant.
Well, that was my review. I'm Scott, and this has been the Suave Zouaves. Be sure to subscribe if you want to find out more videos about me, Matt, or Dylan, because stay tuned for next week. On Monday, we'll have Matt doing his review of probably some PC game. He's quite an insatiable character, and I'm sure you'll like him. This has been my review. Suave Zouaves out.